Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hopefully everybody is okay. There's no cognitive overload because now we are going to the part where everybody have their own table 4. So my objective, my learning outcome for my presentation is, after the presentation, you will be able to develop your table 4, which is in accordance, follow the PTG formula, the 40-40-20. Okay. Actually, you can log in into your iTel, and then because all the notes is in the iTel, you can search for the course. Go to home, search courses, type TOT. Training of trainers. There will be two results. This one is the engineering one. Click this one. Thought workshop 21st March 2023. And what I would like you to do is for you to enroll a student, because all the notes is there. So this is available for you. Even after the course today, you can still go into this course and to understand how to develop your table 4, and then can use this as a material to teach your colleague in the faculty. Okay. Cek partisipan. So now we have 22 participants for this course. So you can see, you just enroll because all the notes is there. Okay? Jadi balik kita tadi. The first one is the YPTG. For those who attended our roadshow, that is the slide that I used. So all the things on, just open it. I just show you. You can read it yourself. But this is what I have shared during the cepatkan saja roadshow. Kasih laju saja. Oh, ini kena download nih. Namanya buka? Mana masuk? So you can download it and look at it. You can read it because the slide actually explain why we have to move from 173 to 40-40-20. So how, before we develop our table 4, the very first thing that we should bear in mind that we have to follow the advisory note which was given by PTKA, and this is the PTKA advisory note that we have to read together. Buka Mizula, because usually people forgot to prepare the table 4 with the guideline from PTKA. For PTG, just actually the most important thing is the number 14. Number 14 in the advisory note says that 1 hour SLT of teaching and learning activity must be supported by 1 hour SLT of independent learning. So when we develop our table 4, you have to make sure that if you have 2 hours of lecture, there should be 2 hours of independent learning. So I will show you in the table 4 later, but you can read this through. Okay. Turun Prof. Keluar dari sini. And then this is the guideline of the implementation of remote teaching and learning in University Malaysia Sabah. Because people keep asking, what is equivalent to 10 slides? How many hours? So actually it's already here in the attachment, appendix 1. Bawah. Bawah sekali. Okay. For synchronous 1-to-1, this is for synchronous, everybody know about it. 1 hours SLT. Next. For asynchronous 2-to-1, 2 hours face-to-face, equivalent to 1 hour asynchronous class, 1 hours. That is the SLT for it. Okay, so this is based on our, because the document is here, you can refer it later. For studying online materials, this will be the general calculation. 5 minutes per screen page. So if you have 18 slides, that 5 minutes, it will equal to 1.5 hours. Okay, the example for it is, this is for asynchronous, studying lecture notes, digital notes, web page reading, as well as the, this is for the assessment. This is the activity, synchronous. This is the preparation for the SLT. So the total SLT will be activity plus the preparation. So for you to prepare your table 4, you have to refer to this as a guideline. But sometimes people didn't refer to this, they just letak saja ikut orang. So it's okay actually, nobody will go grotan to you saying that this is salah. Unless you're the auditor, the auditor asks you, then you have to give your justification why. Okay? But this is the guideline. You know where to find the guideline because it's already in the ITEL. So you don't have to memorize everything. But every time you want to develop your table 4, you just refer to this. Okay. So everything is here. Macam like this. People keep asking 500 words. Beban berapa? Written words 2,000 words. Asynchronous is 10 to 12 hours. This is the guideline that we follow based on what we refer to other universities as well. So this is not only PEP, this is not only UMS, but actually we refer to other universities. Okay. 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 This is the fun part. If you have your table 4 now, you for your new courses next semester or next session, you can actually try to fill in your table 4 so that you fulfill the 40-40-20 requirement. So I will show my table 4 first, and later on, because if you go in ITEL, you only see this, the table 4 PTG. This one you can. Ini tidak nampak kan? Enggak ni. This is more. Actually, table 4, PEP is not the owner of the table 4. The owner is PTKA. So actually, when they develop this upgraded version of table 4, we sit together with other TDAs from other faculty to make sure that we can achieve the 40-40-20. Okay, this is important actually. Usually we didn't read about this, right? Bila we see like this, yang ada arahan ni, kita tidak baca arahan. And when we didn't read the arahan, because first recommended to refer the advisory note, and actually number 10, this template should not be used for work-based learning, workplace-based learning courses such as industrial training, clinical placement, and practicum. So, which table 4 that you can use? Yang lama, yang MQA punya. You can use that. But actually, if you use this one pun no problem. You just indicate this is a practical one. So you don't have to follow if it's Sulam courses. You just mention that this is a Sulam courses. Because Sulam courses, the thought is the face-to-face should be more than 70 hours. Percent. But for PTG, the minimum face-to-face is 30%. So for Sulam, you will be exempted. The cost will be exempted for PTG. So this is the one that you have to look. Okay, go to form. In the form, you put dari atas ni. Put everything, the course name, your code, classification, the transferable skills, the synopsis. You just put it there, and then put all the the CLO. If you have 3 CLO, put your CLO, your PLO, your teaching and learning activity, your LOC, the taxonomy level, how do you assess it, and what are the tasks for doing that. So sometimes their faculty doesn't want, it doesn't matter if you don't fill it, this one. But my faculty, they require us to fill it. So it depends on your faculty lah. Okay, after you filling this all, everything, all the assessment, this is the fun part, the teaching and learning. 14 weeks, put all the course content, and as well as the CLO, and then my lecture for PTG. Okay. For PTG, minimum 4 weeks should be conducted online. So the online, it should be whether it's synchronous or asynchronous. It depends on you. For my courses, the very first thing that I do before filling all the numbers is I chose 4 topics that I know students can learn online. Do not choose topics that you need a practical to do it. So you are the master of your course. You know which one is important, which one they can read it. So like my course, I chose like this week for they can read administration of trade union. There's no lecture there, so they 0. For industrial harmony, no lecture. Collective agreement and current issues, there's no lecture. So I will substitute the class because there are 4 classes, right? 4 weeks, right? So for 2 weeks, there will be a synchronous class via Webex, Zoom, 2 weeks. But there's another 2 weeks. I don't want to do this synchronous. I want to do asynchronous. So I put the numbers here. This one pun, this is PTG. No asynchronous, no synchronous, but there's a synchronous there. So choose 4 topics that you want to do PTG. Fill it in. How to fill it in? Okay. The 40%, I think everybody is familiar. Tapi do I have to coba baliklah. 1732. Okay, 1732 is 30% of jumlah jam bersemuka, 42 hours every week. We have 14 weeks, times 3 is 42 hours. So 30% of 42 hours is 12.6, 13 jam. So 1732 is 1 plus 7 plus 3 plus 2. Now we're changing to 40, 40, 20. 30%, if your course is 3 credit hours, it will be 120 credit hours, right? 120. 30% of 120 is 36 hours. So the formula 40, 40, 20 applies to the 36 hours. Applies to the 36 hours. So 40% of 36 hours is 14.4 hours. The first 40%. The second 40% is the material, 14.4 hours. And the third one, the 40, 40, 20 is assessment, e-assessment. So 20% of 36 is equal to 7.2. So 14.4 plus 7.2 equals to 36 hours. That is PTG. So the 14.4, the 14 comes from the synchronous, this side, plus this. Synchronous plus asynchronous material is the first 40 hours, 40%, the 14. So you will look into this, that 4 campur 10, it becomes 14 hours.
Pak Salmie,
Yes.
why should we restrict the 40% to 4 weeks only, but not spanning over 14 weeks? Meaning we can do like 14 hours, right? 14 hours. Let's say I want to do 1 hour online tutorial. So you 1 hour per week, 1 hour per week, 1 hour per week. Can we do that?
Actually, the idea of doing a substitute is that when we are not having face-to-face, actually the student will understand the course without us guiding them. But so if you do that, nanti dia punya pecahan tu tidak cukup, the 40% tu. Dia tidak akan cukup. You try. Memang tidak boleh. So like you try after this. You try first, and then you will know whether your course is you can achieve the 40-40-20 or not. Because lain kursus lain dia punya keperluan. Like this, macam this one, PTG is 4 weeks. 4 weeks. 4 topics. For my CLO 1 dia 20%. So saya tidak susah membuat dia online sana. So I have to choose the part where yang lebih banyak hours. So like my CLO 2 is 40 marks. 40 marks, so sana ada 48 jam. So I can play around with the hours there.
Okay, so the 40% learning material include notes and also Google Meet, for example.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
So if you do 2 hours of Google Meet,
Yes.
so that equivalent to 1 week. So we are only allowed to do 4 weeks, right? 4 times.
Yes.
Can we do more than that?
If it's allowed by the faculty, because okay.
No, it's still 40%. It is still 40%.
But you become so your minimum will be not 30% of 120.
Oh.
It maybe it become 40% of 120. So
if I have lecturer who like to do what you call online Google Meet, right? Like more than 4 times.
okay,
But he or she will reduce the other learning material.
actually you can choose in terms of if 4 weeks you want to do the synchronous 4 times.
Yes,
It's up to you.
yes.
It's up to you.
More than that?
Okay. We give the prerogative to the faculty to decide the minimum how much. So syarat wajib for LMPT is 30%. But if you want to go more to 40%, 50%, you should have the kebenaran from the faculty. So we give the autonomy, the prerogative is for the faculty to decide.
But it is okay if let's say I have fixed 4 weeks to do Zoom or Google Meet. Can I do more than that without indicating that I do online synchronous or Google Meet? Let's say 6 times.
Okay. This is the documentation that when we go for audit, this is the one that we look to kan.
Documentation wise is 4, but then
Yeah.
can
The delivery is another thing.
Yes.
Delivery is I think it's
between lecturers and
the
students.
students, yes.
Okay.
But I think you have to think of the SLT lah, the beban for the student if you do that.
Yeah.
You have to think about that because on paper this is what we agree, perjanjian with our students. If you give them more, it means the SLT will be more. So beban for the students. But when it comes to you and your student, it's up to the lecturer. But on paper, this will be audited. This one. Okay. Okay. The first 40% okay kan material easy. Actually, it's easy. Kita boleh buat the material is either you can do a combination of synchronous and asynchronous, or you can do full synchronous, tidak, or you want to do full asynchronous. Yes.
This one, the three is asynchronous.
Actually, in the eyes of PTG, it is a combination of synchronous and asynchronous materials. See, when it comes to materials, the formula will count the materials and asynchronous materials. The combination. So because we are going for flexible education, so we don't want to restrict you. So it's up to you. Okay, the first material is easy. The second one is only one column. This one. The second 40% is under this. Asynchronous activities, you put the numbers and it comes to 14. So usually what I do is, for the class that I didn't have class face-to-face, I will have activities there because I want to know the students whether they read or not the materials that I upload. For instance, I give lecture notes for them to read. So there's a forum there in the activity, and then I ask in the activity in the forum, what do you think of this material, or what do you think of the video? So actually this is student engagement. The 14 hours for PTG is for student engagement. So under the TNL column, we get both materials and student activities. Because the 40-40-20, first 40% is materials. The second 40% is student activity. And the third one is assessment. So for the first 40-42, it is under the TNL tab. For assessment, you go for assessment. So you put here. Because just now I already 14 is 28. 36 tolak 28, it should be 8 hours. So, sana, atas. Asynchronous, I choose this for this assessment. They will set group assignment and peer assessment, 30%. Okay. Under the asynchronous, 6-1. And for the first one, they have this presentation online is 1. So 1 plus 7 is 8. So you for the assessment, you don't have to put the independent learning. For the teaching and learning, you are the one who put the independent learning. Is it independent learning first? Di sini. Okay. Tarik ya, turun bawah. So baca PPKA punya advisory note. One face-to-face, it must have one SLT. So if you have 2 lecture hours, 2 hours independent learning. So it follow the advisory note from PPKA. So all in all, if you want to know, you can check actually whether you already achieved the PTG or not. Bukan sini, atas sini nah. Total SLT for learning 14 hours. Total learning activities 14 hours. Okay. Sama juga for assessment. Total assessment is 8 hours. So you get in the same page, you will see whether you achieve the PTG or not. Okay. So if you want to know whether your hours to your weightage seimbang with the marks, you go to your CAP, course assessment plan. This is automatic, and then you will see if the difference, kalau if the difference shows in red, you are in trouble. Bukan di jalan yang benar. Okay? So you have to look on the beban lah. So change usually in your independent learning, you ubah di sana. Dia punya trick adalah ubah di independent learning to to make sure the difference is masih dalam ruang yang dibenarkan. Because my courses is CLO1 20% should be 24 hours SLT. CLO2 is 40%, so the SLT should be 48. And CLO3 is 40% max, so the SLT should be 48 hours. Okay, in the end, this is where you look whether you achieve your PTG or not. Substitute blended learning 14, 14, 8. The proportion will be, dia tidak akan sampai the 40, 40, 20. Why? Because I put here 14, 14, 8. Tapi kalau saya adjust, dia menjadi 14.4, 14.4, 7.2, dia akan dapat 40, 40, 20. So, as long as you get the 36 hours, it's fine. Mari kita cuba tukar. Ini tu. Teaching and learning. Mana online sah? Yang ujung sekali ontak. Sini. Sini. Ontak sana 3.4. Kat situ. Atas. Atas. 3.4. Sebelah dia lagi. 3.4. Contoh? Dapat 14.4. You just adjust actually. Assessment, it should be 7.2. Assessment too. 5. 6 tu tukar 5. 5.2.
Oh, di semester kami masih kekal lama lah.
Dia dapat 7.2. Go to SLT summary. Okay. Bila kita adjust the jam, bila kita adjust the jam, you will get the perfect 40, 40, 20. So it depends on kamu ni jenis yang mau ada titik perpuluhan atau tidak. It depends on you. As long as you capai the 36 hours. Okay. And actually for audit, dia tidak tengok yang lain ni. Actually this is only a guideline for you. Because before this we calculate our CAP manually, right? Now it is calculated in the table for itself. Table for Zoom. For audit ini yang akan keluar. So for this will be audited for the table 4, not the other. Yang sini ni tidak. This is only your guideline. You do that. You begin by the 4 weeks of PTG. The rest just fill in. So lecture, jangan ubah di lecture because lecture memang 2 jam. Ubah di independent, change in the independent learning part. And then in the asynchronous materials, the asynchronous activity. Okay, now the activity. Kelas ini. You can download the PPK version of table 4. This is kosong, and you try to fill in your course. Cuba buat. Okay, boleh. Cuba try buat for your courses. Next semester lah. New session. Cuba try buat for your 14 weeks. Ada kan semua orang ada table for masing-masing kan. You try buat. Sebab kalau ada masalah, you can ask me direct di sini. Sebab kalau tunggu saya nanti, di sini boleh tanya saya direct. Boleh. Sudah ya. Kami sudah. Tapi ada tuh, ada tuh saya nampak, tapi saya tidak komen sebab next semester belum lagi. Untuk makluman semua, PTG for this table 4, digunakan secara rasmi sesi baru, bukan semester depan. So, yes. Alhamdulillah, beri kabar gembira. But why we give you earlier supaya ready satu semester. So now if you want to do your table 4 untuk sesi baru, you do it now. And you can ask me whether it's correct or not. Simple sebenarnya. You try for the 4 weeks first. Item next semester, PTG next session. Sesi baru. Okey. Ada yang ada masalah, sudah boleh buat. Kan belum masuk. Kepada yang baru first time, for the one yang first time nampak, silalah berkenalan, jatuh cinta with the new table 4. Actually it's a good one, dia upgrade version.